Sitting here in traffic on a beautiful Friday. It's hot, but it's beautiful. Friday, it's still morning. Feels like afternoon. Happy Friday, by the way, everybody. Hope you've got great plans for the weekend. I want to have a conversation if we can, and once again, I'm asking business owners. I talk to so many of you daily. I need to ask you something. Actually, I need to ask you a couple things, and I would love your comments. I want to hear from you. I'm not lecturing. I'm asking. I want to get your thoughts on this. First of all, when you cut expenses, I understand times are tough. When you cut expenses, why is advertising first, or one of the first things that gets cut? Now, let me elaborate on that real quick before I get to my next point. I understand that it looks like a cost, but if you do your advertising correctly, which also involves me doing my job, it's an investment. If you advertise in radio and do it right, your average return on investment is $12 return for every dollar spent. That's the way it should be. Advertising should always be a revenue generating expense. I don't even like to use the word expense. So my question is, let me get your thoughts on it. Why is advertising the first thing that you cut? Do you need to evaluate your advertising? You can message me for that too, by the way. Second thing, why is it so hard for us representatives to get a return phone call, return email, even a no? Why are we ignored? I understand you get a bunch of calls every day, probably some that are just not legitimate, but some of us are. My question for you is, how do you know without at least having a 5-minute conversation? With me, email me, call me back. Let's have a 2-minute phone conversation. I want to know what you think. But if because you don't know what it is we have. You don't know if we're good at what we do or not good at what we do. You don't know if we have something that's really beneficial for you. Some people think they do. Some people think, oh, we'll call you if we need you. Well, you don't know what we have. You don't know what we're doing. You know, we know our business just like you know yours. At least give us the time of day. So I'm asking, why? Why do you ignore those of us that call just wanting a simple appointment? I never walk in or call somebody first time to try to sell anything to them. I want to have a conversation, and it doesn't take long. 5 to 10 minutes is it. So anyway, good topics of discussion. Let's discuss. Seriously, comment. I want to hear from you, and other reps too. I want to hear what it's like for you out in the field. Let's all find a way to come together and make business better for everybody. So there's my little tip for the day. So let me know. Seriously, questions, comments, hit me up. Let's talk.